Yeah, obviously it's about one game at a time. We say it every week. As I say, we're very repetitive in those comments, but we have to be. It's just about Inverness now. Another sellout crowd at iBox, which is magnificent back in. So focus on Inverness, deliver the level of performance, get the 3 points, fingers crossed, and move on from there.
3 big games in a week, to go 6 games unbeaten would be a fantastic achievement.
It's what we have to do. The consistency we've been striving for all season. The squad is gelling well. The application of players has been first class. But they're all big games. They're all 3-point games. So it's just, as I say, one game at a time. Get the focus and application right, then hopefully get the result and move on from there.
Mark, reports down south this week suggesting you're linked with the England under-21s job. You're not a great fan of comment and speculation. But
no, listen, it's very flattering for anyone to be linked to a job, especially of that stature, and it's with your home association. So very flattering, but it's a privilege to be manager here at Rangers, more than a privilege to be manager of Rangers. And as I say, I've got a job in hand to do here, so delighted to be here, but no more than that. No, not at all. As I say, it's always flattering to be linked to any job like that, of that stature. But big job here. It's a privilege to be the manager here at Rangers, and delighted to be here.
Is it always, I know you've got a job here to do, is it always an ambition one day for any manager to be manager of the national team?
It has to be. I think any manager, any coach starting out on the rung, you're always thinking, how high could I go? What's the dream job? And of course any manager would say it, but you're talking about the highest elite level of managers. So right now I've got a fantastic job here, and as I say, it's a privilege to be here. So David and I and the staff have got a job to do. I'm looking forward to doing that.
So if there was a polite approach, you would say thanks, but no thanks.
As I say, no more than that.
The transfer window opens next week. What business are you looking to do? Will it be loans? Is there money available to you to spend?
It's doing the right business for the club. January is notoriously difficult for any club, any manager or coach, simply because players don't want to lose it. The clubs don't want to lose their best players. Simple as that. So if they do lose them, you end up paying more than they're actually worth. So it's about looking at the right business for the club. I'd imagine a loan is the best option for us in January, and then with a view to whatever happens in the summer. But 1 or 2 loans in the midfield area is well documented. We lost Nico to long-term injury, which is more than frustrating for everyone concerned. So we'd look for that attacking midfielder role if it becomes available. But they have to be players that add quality to the squad. It's not a case of adding numbers. Go to your academy for that. Young Lee and Bert, these guys are more than capable of being on the bench, as you saw for the last game. But you have to add value and quality to the squad.
Mark, you told us that you press the button, as it were, on at least one target. Are you getting any closer to securing a target or two?
Yeah, you are. You do the work you have to do. But every club will tell you that until that player signs on the dotted line, you have to man mark him almost sometimes to get him over the line. That's how it has to be, because it's ever more clubs fishing at an ever smaller pond of players. And as I say, it's a very difficult process. A lot of work has been done by all the clubs, I'm sure. So we are making progress, I hope, and we'll soon find out.
I know you won't go into the names of individuals, but are you close to securing a player? We're close, but every club will tell you the same. We're close, but I'm not. It's nonsense until they sign for you. It's all talk and hope and maybe and perhaps and possibly, all these adjectives. The fact of the matter is, until that player signs for you and puts a jersey on, then he's not your player.
Is Jota one of the players that you're looking at?
I'm amazed at. Apparently, I flew to Spain last week. I was on the training part, but I flew to Spain last week, which is quite incredible. But no, as I say, no, we were never going to talk about our targets, and it's not right to do so. Also,
reports this week that Mike Crooks has requested the opportunity to go on loan.
Again, up there with some of the great stories. I don't know where it comes from, but as I say, it's about us looking at Rangers squad. As there's lots of stories go around, it's approaching the window. And lots of ifs and buts and maybes, but the fact of the matter is, when there's something to tell, we'll certainly say so.
Mark, have you downloaded Dave Clark 5 yet?
I'm not sure my kids may have done, but I certainly haven't, no.
So you're not backing Joey Garner for Christmas then?
I'd love to see it, but as I say, that's a side issue, that one. We'll move on from there.
It's the battle that everyone's talking about, so where do your allegiances lie with this one? Is it Little Mix or is it
I've got a son and a daughter, so it's a huge contest, and I have to think very carefully about a very astute response. So right now I sit right on the fence, if that's okay with you.
What does it say about the way that the fans have taken to Joe though? I mean,
that's fantastic. All joking apart, you heard the singing at the backing at Hamilton, you heard the ovation he received at Ibrox, and as I said, 3 or 4 weeks ago there were some derogatory comments about Joe Garner. There's never any doubt about his quality. And all credit to Joe for the way he's adapted to the style of play and the demands of playing at a club like Rangers. All credit to his teammates for working, Joe's strengths and playing towards it. So the last 3 games I've seen good performances. We found solutions to problems that have been posed, and delighted for Joe. He's settling in. He's enjoying his time at Rangers, I'm sure. And I think it gets better and better from here.
In a general sense, it's kind of easy for a player if they're playing with people giving them criticism. But in Joe's sense here, you've got thousands of fans singing his song, trying to get him to Christmas #1. What can that do for his confidence?
Yeah, he's part and parcel, Joe. He's black and white, very simple. In the right way. He comes in, does his job. He's a great pro. But it's a big club with big demand and big expectation, and of course it helps his confidence. As a number 9, you can be judged solely on your goal ratio. But if you actually look at Joe didn't score and got an ovation of that nature. You would have thought he scored 5. But it tells you that the crowd respect the fact that his work rate is first class, his application's first class, his desire to do well for the team is magnificent. So that galvanises the crowd, and it's great for the players.
Do you sense there's a wee bit of buzz back around the squad, the sort of thing that took you so far last year? Is that coming back now?
Yeah, it takes time, as I say. Don't forget, 10, 11 players coming in. We've always said it takes time. And we talked about, 3 or 4, I looked at some of the headlines, 3 or 4 games in, chaos, panic, sack, sell, all this nonsense. The fact is, it takes time for a number of players to gel into a squad and get used to being a Rangers player as well. It's a huge club. It's a huge club in terms of demand, expectation that comes with it. So it just takes time, and time is the one commodity not often allocated to players. But as I say, we're getting there. The performance has been good. We know the challenges that lie ahead. We have to keep getting better and more consistent week in, week out.
Mark, just for clarification on the macro situation, he's obviously not had as much game time as he would have wanted. Is that something that he's had a discussion with you about?
No, Nat's had a few injuries. Don't forget he came in injured. He's had a couple of niggling injuries. He's on the bench for the Hearts game and had a tighten in the hamstring. So again, it's players coming from different clubs, getting used to training regimes and demands on their body as well. So there's a lot of different aspects and factors that you have to look at. So for Matt, he's had 1 or 2 niggling injuries. There's no doubt about Matt Crooks' quality. He's going to be a very, very good player for Rangers in the future. No doubt about that. Of course he wants game time, but he has to get himself fit and well, which he's done. And looking forward to seeing Matt Crooks play.
So that wouldn't be something you'd consider then in January?
We look at day to day, week to week. We look at every player, what's best for the players in the squad. It's about the long-term development of the players. And we'll do whatever's best for each individual player.
Would that be beneficial for him then?
I'll tell you that, decide that another time.
Have you got the slack in the squad to allow players to
Say again, sorry?
Have you got the slack in the squad to allow players to leave in January? Have you got a big enough squad that you could cope with letting guys go?
No, we look at our players. When you take a lone player, for example, the obvious argument is that you're developing another club's player. It does the job for you in the meantime. That's the obvious argument. It's about doing what's best for our players. That's always what we have to do. And as I say, we're looking at each individual case, and it can change day to day, week to week. Simple as that. An injury can occur, a player steps in, rises to the demands and does very well. So we'll look at each situation as it comes.
What type of challenge will Inverness pose for you?
I think they're in a fourth league position. We think their performances have merited more points than they've actually earned in recent weeks. They have a physical threat. They're well organised. They can play from the back. They have a centre halves to step in. They have midfielders who are clever. So and they're very well managed. So we know it's a strong threat. It's the same rhetoric every week. There's no easy games in the division. What we have to do is prepare well, which we're doing. Trained very well this morning. We have to prepare well, focus, and deliver the performance. Because as I say, every game is a tough game.
Kenny Miller will be 37 tomorrow. What does that say
It's
about
tomorrow.
it's tomorrow, his birthday? Yes.
Yeah.
Bit of Brian, that single.
Yeah. There you go, birthday present. But it's 37 tomorrow. What does it say about the professional attitude that he shows, that he still plays at this level?
You watch Kenny day in, day out. I've said it so many times. I'm sure you're bored with it now. But Kenny is the ultimate pro. Great role model for the younger players to watch how he trains, how he applies himself, how he delivers and communicates analysis sessions, for example. Chatting to the younger players. He's been there, he's done it internationally. He's done it. So a fantastic pedigree, a great CV. He's a credit to his profession. Simple as that. And Kenny has been outstanding for us. Number of games he started and been involved in this season probably far exceeded his own expectations. So that's because he's playing well. He deserves to be there. So there's no sympathy vote for a player. If he's doing well, he gets picked. But you look at Kenny, and then you look at Clint Hill, who's 38, and equally trains us in the same manner, delivers the same level of performance. So it's great to have these senior professionals acting as such a good role model for the younger players.
Who's your squad looking for?
Josh is back with us. Josh Inverness is available for selection, so Josh has come right back. Jordan not yet. Other than that, we're in good shape.
How the situation with Jordan? I mean, you've said a couple of times you were hoping he was going to be there or thereabouts. I mean, is there any update on when you expect him back?
No, we just got to do the right thing by a player. You know, if a player has an issue, and Jordan lives and breathes football. Simple as that. He's more than frustrated. Let me assure you. And we're frustrated because we know how good a player he can and will be for Rangers. But we have to do the right thing, you know, and to hurry players back too early, to try and force along the rehabilitation is not appropriate for us. We have to look after the welfare of the players. So when he's ready, he'll be back. But we'll do the right thing biomedically, that's for sure.
Is Matt's hamstring issue, is that clear?
That's what he trained well this morning, Matt. So he's available as well. It's just Jordan and Nico, you know about.
So is Jordan still very much a long-term situation?
No, it's Jordan. We engaged in the medical. There's been an issue, and these things can clear up quickly. Or we've got to find a solution to a small problem. And when we find that, we'll give you more information.
Is it a pelvic injury? Is that what it is?
No, we're not going to tell you what injuries are, obviously.